gente? It's your girl Nina Montañez.
Hey, yo, what it do? It's your boy Rue, and I'm coming for you. And this is
SofritoSpeaks.
Hey!
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
Welcome back, damas y caballeros, for another year of Sofrito Speaks.
It's Sofrito Sunday. As you know, we record on Sundays, and y'all listen to us on Wednesdays.
And it's a rainy Sunday today.
I know, it's been ugly.
It's been ugly
and
this
warm.
weekend. But after the rain comes the sun, so we can deal with it. And of course, the sun will come while we're working. Thank you.
With disrespect.
How was your New Year's?
My New Year was
How
good.
was your holiday?
My holiday? So we were talking about it a little earlier. Noche Buena, I just went to my aunt's house. It was like only 8 of us there. I felt so bad because my aunt literally spent money on a picadera because she was like, I'm not cooking. Picaderas here in Lawrence are not cheap. It was like $130. I think they got a tray for like 16
that is
to
insane.
20 people. Only 8 of us showed up.
Not $130 for stuff that you cook.
Right. Mind you, it was all finger food, so all she had to do was fry it. That's all you had to do, sis. There was no seasoning on the chicharrones. There was nothing, yo. It was just straight
weak.
like.
I'm weak.
But so we felt bad because obviously you're not gonna reheat tostones. You had to throw them out.
And they don't taste the same.
They don't. Unless you get an air fryer, you can like kind of revive it a little bit. But like the queso frito, that needs to be refried. The only thing that we
Did you partake?
Hell yeah, I ate.
Okay.
I saw the queso frito. I love me some queso frito, some fried cheese, baby. Stay play with me if you want to. So I literally was sitting there picking at it, but because I got cold, it became like hard.
Eich.
It was, the flavor was still good. It was still there, but like it was like eating granola. Like it just broke in your mouth. Like you're just like,
oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it became like that kind of texture-y. So I was like damn near choking every time I ate one because like.
But it was so worth
pieces.
it.
It was worth it.
It was like that SpongeBob episode where like Patrick is choking literally, and they're just still shoving food down his throat because it's worth it.
Pretty much. And then it was just me. My 2 cousins were in the kitchen. Everybody else was in the living room.
Was Murder She Wrote there?
Yeah, he was. And we were talking all of the shit in the world.
A mess.
Messy. We literally just sat in the kitchen and we just talked mad shit.
Ooh, I know that was a topic of conversation over there.
What?
I know there was a topic of conversation over
No,
there.
we were just catching up. Like we were just like talking. Actually, one of my other cousins and I were talking about like our dating lives. Because he was talking about how he does not remember putting it down the night before. He's like, I don't remember. But Shorty hit me up saying that like she had the time of her life. So, I mean, I guess I did okay. And I was like, sir.
Today.
I don't like that I'm officially the age where my older cousins went from like being super overprotective to like letting me know about their sex life. I'm like, I don't like that. I'm at that age now where we can have those conversations.
I wasn't ready for that.
Because then I felt the need to share. And I was like,
and when they hear about your sex,
you know what I'm saying, bro? Like,
they're like,
No, he was like, nah, I guess it just be like that. And it was weird because like they didn't have a reaction. So I was like offended almost. Like, y'all treated me like a little sister my whole life, pero dime.
Am I doing some boring shit?
Right. Am I boring? Like, let me get a male's perspective. So we actually had a really good conversation. Yo, but we laughed. I have not laughed that hard and so we laughed the whole time.
Nature's medicine.
We laughed the whole entire time.
That's probably why you don't have COVID.
Stupid. So then we went home. I was home by like 11:30 on Noche Buena. Woke up for Christmas. I got up, went to my homegirl's house. We watched The Christmas Story because that's her tradition. She watches it every year. And I was like, I've never actually watched it from start to finish. So like I know like the whole licking the pole and the leg lamp. I know that thing.
Okay.
So I want to watch it from start to finish. And there's a reason why I never watched it from start to finish. And I should have kept it that way. I don't understand why it's like a staple in Christmas. It doesn't make sense. This might be it's the caucasity of the movie. That
Caucasian movies tend to do that, yeah.
And then they have a grip on culture. The chokehold that some of these whack ass movies have on the culture is crazy to me. So I mean, if that's your thing, that's your thing. But I already let my homegirl know this is the first and the last, baby. This is a cute tradition that you got or whatever. But like, it's gonna be a no for me, dog. I talked the whole movie. I was like, but I don't get it. Like, what was the premise of the movie? I know it was based in the 1950s, but like, it didn't make sense to me. Like, I was like, sure, I guess we got it. I guess. And then New Year's Eve, I tuned into I tuned into a church service. I was
saw
asleep
that.
by 11 o'clock at night.
Okay. Listen, you went to bed at Puerto Rico and DR's New Year's time. So I took a shot at that time. I was 11.
I was like, yeah.
And my mom put me on. She was like, it's New Year's in Puerto Rico and DR. I was like, and okay. We couldn't just stop at. Okay.
You couldn't stop?
No.
We had to. You're not Dominican.
Love you, Mom.
You stupid. But yeah, so I literally woke up. I had to work the next day anyways. So I was just like, I knocked out, woke up, went to work. It was time and a half for me, so I wasn't mad about it.
Okay, I ain't mad at that.
You know what I'm saying? What about you, boo?
Mine's was cute, Christmas. I went.
Not mine's.
Mine's.
With
as in.
S.
As in we're in here.
Is mad. This way you take me. When you say
mine's was
this
cute.
Way you take me. You stupid. Anyways.
Mine was cute. Miner's was cute. I went to my grandmother's house, which I had an anxiety attack an hour before going because I just.
So y'all never found the beat, right?
What do you mean?
When y'all was dancing?
Oh, child. Okay.
That shit had me dying. I read the caption and I was rolling.
And basically because I just felt like everything was going to be triggered. Like I was just going to feel weird that everybody was there. Haven't seen everybody in a long time. Going to family events for me is just like
a no-go.
I got to breathe. I love my family, but I like to keep my distance. And then I went, got it over with. And then I just got drunk at my cousin's house, which was a whole different story. And then New Year's, I spent it home because I wasn't trying to catch the Omarion. I like a little Omarion.
Now I'm putting out a public service announcement that he's not a variant.
I am Omarion, not Omicron, the variant.
I literally can't.
But anyways, let's get into our first section, which is El Chisme. This is the part of the show where we let you know who had us fucked up and jodido, good or bad. So tell us how your last 14 days was, sis.
Nothing. No one had me messed up. I think the last episode we talked about, I talked about like the workplace and like people having opinions on shit that just doesn't matter. Right now everyone's kind of still getting their feet wet in the workplace, and I already noticed like who I don't want to be on shift with and who I prefer to be on shift with.
That's a trial period right there.
And then like same thing with supervisors, like what supervisor you want to be on shift with, what supervisor you don't want to be on shift with. I already learned all of that.
Can we just pause real quick? Because I have a feeling that this frame is crooked and it's going to irk the fuck out of me when I'm editing it. The camera looks crooked, right? Is it just me?
No, it looks like it is, but
the lining is lined up here, so. Okay, whatever. My bad.
Just edit that out.
I know. I just wanted to make sure. And we're back. Welcome to SofritoSpeaks. How was your work week?
I can't. But anyways, so I think everybody's true colors are now coming to fruition. They're I'm keeping my distance. I show up to work. I do my shit. I got coworkers that don't understand that they don't want us grouping together. They want us to disperse. So like when there's like 2 or more of us in conversation, I try to dip out because I'm like, one thing about me, I don't like being spoken to. Like there are some supervisors that just like to speak just to speak. Like they're not saying anything of substance, but they just like to assert their authority and let you know who they are. And I don't like that. That bothers me because like I can let when I was a supervisor, I let my staff have conversation just as long as working with kids, the kids were good. They had an activity to do. Now, if 2 kids are fighting across the room and my staff over here chilling, now I got attitude. You know what I'm saying? But if in retail, if the store is empty,
if you got time to lean, you got time to clean.
Right. So I would be like clean.
Oh, child, that line used to.
I'd be like cleaning, but like I'll still be in conversation with someone. Like they'll be doing fixing a mannequin, and I'm like cleaning around or whatever, getting the dust bunnies. But it's like one of my coworkers had punched in. She asked if she can come in like on shift, and she came up to the front and she was just like asking like, "Well, how's the day been?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, we did this and this." Like I was just catching her up. Granted, she could have got that information from a leader, but she was talking to me, so I didn't have no problem like letting her know how it's been. So my manager walks out, sees her. She's like, "Oh, did you call to pick up a shift to talk to your friends, or are you gonna work?" Yo, you know when you get secondhand embarrassment? Like I was like embarrassed for my coworker because like I fuck with my coworker, like she's dope. So I'm like, bro, we all looked at each other like, what's good with this shorty? Yo, it had only been 2 minutes, fam. It's not even like shorty was
And
standing
who
there
takes
talking
their
to me for
job
10
that
minutes.
serious?
You know what I'm saying, bro? Is the thing is that this person is still trying to assert their authority in the space.
They white?
Yes.
One thing
All
the
of
whites
my
gonna do.
all of my
One thing the whites
supervisors
gonna
are
do
white.
is it.
But I learned not to. That's funny, bro. I need that on a mug. I need that somewhere. That needs to be written somewhere so somebody
One
can
thing
see
the
it.
whites is gonna do is it.
Yep. Won't he do it? Won't they do it? Anyways, so yeah, that was like super annoying, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna continue to whatever. And then they put me and one other person in a specific area because we work really well together and we're speedy and we, produce results, which is dope. And she had walked over and she's like, "Oh, you're back over here?" And I was like, "You put me here this morning. Like, I'm confused. Did you need me to go somewhere else?" She was like, "Oh, well, I put so-and-so up here." And I was like, "Well, so-and-so came in late, so I took over. And then so-and-so didn't want to be up here, so I stayed."
Oh, it's not a choice.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, so what? Why would you want to put somewhere that they don't feel comfortable? If I'm comfortable doing returns, exchanges, whatever, what have you, leave me up there. If someone else isn't comfortable, they're gonna fuck up. Make it make sense, mi gente. Because then what's gonna happen is if they fuck up, they're gonna have to call you and you're gonna have to undo what they did. So what are we talking about? So the other girl, they had put her somewhere else. She's like, "No, actually, I want to go back up in the front with you." And I was like, "Okay, and then switch with someone else." And I didn't want to be with the other girl anyways, because the other girl, I don't know, there's some work bullshit going on where this shorty literally, it's evident that she doesn't feel comfortable around me, which is fine. That ain't got shit to do with me because I haven't done anything to her. She only speaks if other people are speaking to me. If I walk into a room several times and I'm like, "Hey, good morning, everyone. Hey, what's up, everybody?" She doesn't speak unless somebody else addresses me. I'm like, "Okay, you're weak. That's fine. Cool. You don't pay my bills, mama, so I don't care." So when they stuck me up at the front with this girl, I was like, now I have to force conversation that I don't want to have. I actually didn't. I stood up there. One thing about me, mi gente, I could stand and sit in silence. It's going to bother you. It's not going to bother me. So essentially, she ended up starting a conversation with me. And it was like, duh. I don't like small talk. I really don't. Like, either we click. At this point at work, everybody has like clicked with somebody. You already know who's cool with who and who's just kind of like, "Oh, we work together and that's it." Me and this girl, we work together and that's it. Whatever. But anyways, so that's that on the workspace. As the social media space, some of y'all is miserable.
We
Like,
know.
some of y'all just love to speak on other people being joyful and prosperous in their lives.
We see you.
What is that?
You're heard.
Why? Like a bunch of people, I saw like a bunch of people, we were talking about this before. I saw a bunch of people that like were posting the 2021 recap or whatever with the little song, the little clips or whatever.
I wanted to do one so bad.
My year wasn't that popping for me to do it. And I actually, matter of fact, I
had a good year, but I
had
was
a great year, but I didn't
lazy
document it.
To go through the archives and everything.
I didn't
was
document
like,
my year. Like I
got through January and I was like, damn, I feel like that was enough selfies for the whole year. And once it got to February, I was like, we're not doing this. I don't want
to play anymore. Time out. You know what? We're going to put that in the drafts. We'll revisit that 2020.
We're not doing that.
Yeah, no. So I saw a lot of people posting their 2021 recap. And it's like, it's amazing how many of y'all will repost these little gushy ass quotes like choose you, self-care, live your best life. And then people document and show that they've been living their best life. And we still have shit to say about it. What is that?
Yeah. I don't
know.
It's
only live your best life as long as you can take part in living your best life. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're not able to participate in living your best life or be able to one up somebody in the living of their best life, then it's whack. It's corny. You know, no one cares. What do you mean? But what is with all these little quotes that the amount of people that I saw do that, and I'm like, yo, listen, God don't like ugly.
And God gonna get you.
You know what I'm saying? Like
one thing God is gonna do is it.
You. He's a giver. He's gonna give what you deserve. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, yo, like, just be happy for other people. And I think the reason,
especially like in this past like year or two with everyone that's been made it to this point
Right.
with everything. Like,
in this whole panoramic that we're in, like, are
if
you
they've been
serious?
out celebrating and living their best life, man, like, just let it be.
Let it be, yo. Like, and it's just like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. What someone else is doing, it's not affecting me, so I don't care. And maybe it's because I have this new lens, the way that I see things now, that I'm just like, good for you. Like, I find myself now smiling at people's posts. Like, yo, that's what's up. Good for you. Happy for you. Like,
That's
relationships,
cute.
I'm no longer like, oh, that's relationship goals. I'm like, that's good for them. Like, that's amazing. More power to them. You know, before it'd be like, oh, another engagement, another wedding. Now I'm like, that's what's up. Good for y'all. I'm happy for y'all. And it's like,
Do you boo?
Like, it's okay. And some of y'all just want to be angry so bad, but yet, listen, I tuned into my church this morning, and they spoke about how we like to show pictures of the consumption, never the production. So people are celebrating living their best lives because they were working 2-3 jobs during the pandemic, saving their money so that they can, when the world opened back up again, they can now travel. They can stamp their passport. They can create those memories. They can create new experiences. But you're only seeing the consumption. You're not seeing the production, what was happening behind the scenes. A word, baby.
Because when the devil says no, the Lord says yeah.
You better go ahead. But anyways, what you got? What you got for us? That was great.
Right. That's actually a TikTok, a big trend that's going around right now. Is that sound. It's been in my head all day.
Nah, the one that.
But it fits in theme right now.
It must be nice. Trying to get like you, my boy.
The past 14 days for me, I've been working. I've been doing a lot of overtime due to the fact that my second job, I was off because school is closed. We run on the school year. So I picked up a shiitake ton of overtime, which is great. I'm curious to see how my check is going to play out. But regardless of what, I know I'm going to be broke. So it is what it is, you know? New Year's was fun. I did come across some sad news on New Year's Eve. One of my really good friends, his house burned down in South Lawrence. Completely. I woke up New Year's Day to that news, and I was just like, whoa, what the fuck? I just dropped you off yesterday. You were Gucci. Like, everything was Gucci. And it kind of just made me realize, like, the whole day I felt weird, and I was just like, yo, you really can lose everything in the blink of an eye. And we need to be more appreciative of what we have. It may not be the grandest of things, but what we have is what we have. And, you know, it can be taken away. Obviously, the fire took everything. And right now, you know, he's living a very complicated life. And I just got him into my job. Like, I just started, like, he's changing his life around for the better, so I've been trying to be there for him. But it also made me realize that I really am a good person, and even though people have tarnished my name and spoken on my character,
it didn't change you.
Okay. And like, if somebody needs me there, like, I know that I can be there for someone. I may not have a lot. And like I said to him, like, he knows we've been friends for over 12 years, whatever. Like, he knows I'm like, you know, I don't have a lot, but whatever you need, like, we can figure something out. So I went through all my clothing. I, you know, gave him a pile of at least work clothes so he can have clothes to go to work. I like was literally brought him to my room, and I was like, listen, whatever's here, obviously, if it's name brand. I'm just kidding.
If it still has a tag on it.
No, but I was like, you know, I don't have much. My wardrobe is very limited. But what I can give away, I will give away. So we did that, and it was fun. We had a good time on New Year's, bringing in the new year. We got some drinks, and I spent it with my mom, which was a trip. Like, it was just me, her, and him, just laughing, dancing, listening to music. Like, it was a really good time. It was a really good way to bring the new year in. 12:15 rolled around, and I went to bed. Because that was...
Yo, I didn't even make it to midnight, y'all.
That casa... Let me tell y'all, I don't know how y'all do it. I really don't know how y'all do it. This is my third time trying Casamigos. It must skip generations because it ain't working for me. It won't do it. I mean, I just recently got on Patron and I love it. And I'm like, you know what? This is my comfortable spot. This is where I'm staying. I don't get crazy. I just get it just does what it needs to
You
do.
know, like a nice
But
little
the
buzz.
Casamigos.
Casamigos is
There was an
disrespectful.
incident. Let me bring you guys back a little bit. There was an incident where I drank Casamigos back in like August. And what was described to me was that I went to the parking lot of said space that we were at. And I got on the floor and started rolling as if there was a fire. Just rolling for no reason. No end in sight. I was just rolling. And everyone was just like, what the fuck is he doing? And I was like, I had Casamigos. And that was my first time trying it.
Bro,
Second time
I'm
trying
sorry,
it, I fell asleep.
what?
Yeah.
Were you hallucinating while you were on it?
I don't remember what was going on in my head. I just know that was my first time with Casamigos. The second time with Casamigos, I fell asleep in my car, didn't wake up till like 5 hours later, and I was still in the parking garage. And then this past time with Casamigos, which wasn't like to that extreme that bad. I did try to get in my car, and luckily, like my mom stopped me, but she thought that I was gonna drive away. I wasn't planning to drive away. I got in my car because I was like outside already having a smoke break, and then I was just like everything was just. It was that point of the night where it was like, you've had too much. You got to go to bed. Yeah. So I went inside, changed my clothes, went to bed. My friend was already passed out. My mom was just, chilling. So it was a good New Year's. But yeah, I guess that wraps up El Chisme. And if you want to see me rolling anytime soon, I'm just kidding. Let's close this out and head over to our next section, which is
Aye Bendito.
Welcome back from El Carajo. This is Aye Bendito, the part of the show where we go through local headlines and media headlines. Okay, so obviously I want to start off with our COVID count here in the city of Lawrence, Massachusetts. Essex County has a total of... Ooh, child, what? These are numbers here, baby. No. Essex County altogether has 1.14. What does that say? 1.14?
What am I looking at?
Right here, where my finger is.
1.14 million cases.
Okay. Numbers. You could tell I never made that much money. With a total of 20,000 deaths so far. I was trying to pull up Lawrence, but the internet's super slow. So COVID is very real. It's very live. Make sure y'all are wearing your mask. I actually work near the COVID testing site. That line, baby, go somewhere else.
Yo,
like I don't know why you're all going there.
Travel. I get it.
No, I mean, listen.
But
if you want to get COVID tested. But like, there are multiple testing sites. Stop being lazy.
No, they're all packed, bro.
There's no way.
All the testing
even
sites.
CVS and all that.
One of my friends had to went to go get tested, and she went to multiple different sites, and they were all packed.
Well, I took back my word. But
closed.
What I am gonna say is this: if you are waiting in line for a COVID test and you are not separated 6 feet, then you're an idiot. Because I went to McDonald's, don't judge. And next to this McDonald's, they had built a COVID testing site. And there was a line of, I want to say, at least 70 people. Not one person was standing no two people were standing 6 feet apart. And I was just like, now how does this make sense? How are we running this operation here? Because if I was waiting in this line and you were right on top of me, we would be fighting. So you still got to stay 6 feet apart if you need a reminder. Mm-hmm. Make sure you're wearing your mask if you also need a reminder. And, you don't got to go out all the time now. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit... it's a little bit more serious now.
The amount of people that were looking for something to do for New Year's Eve.
I mean,
we had talked about like going out. Me and my homegirl talked about it as well. Like, yo, and then we were like, nah.
I had an event that I wanted to go to, which was at the Clur. But when I saw the COVID cases last week, I said to myself, you gonna die.
It's a no for me. Though.
You gonna die. If you're not gonna die from being drunk, you gonna die from fucking COVID. So I stayed my ass right where I belong, at home. All right, what you got?
Yo. I don't know about y'all, but I grew up watching the Golden Girls.
Ooh,
and
child.
the last of the franchise.
Oh, she was the last one?
Left us, yeah.
Wow, she lived a long life. A long life.
And you know what? I think it was very premature how they were printing all these like People magazine, Inside magazine. Oh, Betty White turns 100. She turns 100, turns 100. Shorty never made it to 100. Super premature. Shorty didn't even make it to 2022. But yeah, I was at the gym on New Year's Eve, and I was like, I looked up and I'm like, this is another hoax. Like they've already done this before.
She done died a million
three
times.
times already. Like what? And then when it was like the news, I'm like, oh damn, that's crazy.
I was like, not Betty.
But mad people were like, oh, Betty White. I was like,
you were like Very White or Betty White? Which one?
You fucking stupid, bro. Yeah, but I was just like, it didn't affect me. I wasn't looking for her while she was alive.
The way I was about to get canceled with the joke, I was about to just say, Lord.
Don't do it.
Oh, sure. Okay.
So, yeah, I was just like, aw, that's unfortunate.
Maybe a stimulus check is coming. Lord knows this is the millionth time with the stimulus check announcement. This actually popped up as I started Googling. Like, this came up randomly, and I was like, ooh, this is interesting. But it is a credited site. They're saying that they're trying to pass a Build Back Better America bill again, and Joe's trying to get us $1,400. Not everybody qualifies, of course, but
people with children,
mainly frontline workers of any walk of life, which wouldn't that mean all of us?
Yeah.
Unless if you're collecting. I would assume if you're collecting, you're not getting it.
You should not be getting a stimulus check if you're collecting. That should never have happened.
But I guess this is not coming from the government. This is coming from the state, which is why a lot of us haven't seen a stimulus check because the government is not funding it anymore. So the states is greedy. So we might know in 2 to 3 weeks if we're going to get one. I doubt we're going to get one, but it was just fun to bring up and get everybody talking about it again. What else? What you got?
That's it.
Okay, well, let's talk about how idiots is out here. So Trey Songz is accused of rape again. And this is like again, and we're going into this is 2022, and we're still back at it again.
I'm just the amount of just groupies, and I'm not by any means justifying, but I feel like right now we are in a culture of let's collect a check. You know, like let's get
the way that she released the news. I mean, I don't follow this person. Her name is like Dylan something or I don't know. I don't follow her on Twitter, but it popped up on my Twitter feed and I read it and I was like, anyways, child. But then I saw it on the news and I was like, oh, okay, so this is an actual thing. And she basically was just like, before 2021 ends, I gotta get this off my chest. Trey Songz raped me, da-da-da-da-da. And I was just like, is this the proper way to announce things nowadays?
That's how she said it, bro?
Yeah, and it just kind of really did seem like an anyways child scrolling to the next. Like, obviously we want to take it serious, but it's like you didn't file a police report. Like, there's nothing to back this up. You just released this on Twitter, and now this poor man is walking into a new year. But everybody was saying the same thing. They're like, yo, Keke Palmer tried to warn us already about this guy.
Right.
Like, how many times is people going to accuse him of being a rapist? And how many times are we going to allow this culture? And this is what Hollywood is all about. Like, I don't know what y'all think Hollywood is about, but if you ain't noticed, they out here doing the fuck shit. All this fuck shit that exists.
Now, understand, the women that do lie on men in these cases, they absolutely deserve jail time. Defamation of character. They absolutely deserve jail time. You know, and it just sucks that, like,
and
it's still so prominent in our culture. And, you know, I always believe the woman until otherwise.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I've also been a witness to a girl not getting her way, and she outwardly said to me, I'm going to say that he raped me because I went down on him and he didn't reciprocate. And I was like, are you out of your mind? So, like, women like that exist. When their egos get hurt in the bedroom, they will go that far. Not saying that they all do it, but I witnessed it firsthand, like somebody about to be on some bullshit like that. So I don't. I with social media, and I just listen. I don't even. Why does that have to be announced on social media?
That's
Is
my
that the only
thing.
way that it'll?
Like
Have
you
we
don't even
seen-
have.
yes.
You don't even have a court document yet. You don't have anything. Or a police reporter, but the first place you decided to go to was before 2021 ended. You wanted to confess this.
Has social
to
media
Twitter.
pushed social issues where it needed to go and got the results that we needed? Yes. Does every single thing need to go to social media in order to get pushed? No, I don't believe so. You know, cases like Ahmaud Arbery, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Trayvon Martin. All of those cases, you know what I'm saying? Like, yes, because of social media and the outcry for people and the marching and the injustices and people speaking out against it, we were able to see
change.
Some semblance of a change, like change.
True.
Is what we saw. But like every single indiscretion being blasted, it's just like, I just don't. Why can't that just be handled in the courts?
It's like what are we doing?
What right? Like I don't.
What's going on here?
Listen, I pray for her healing. You know,
right?
You know that it works out in her favor. That everything that it was done in the dark comes to light. I
also feel like, and this is where my mind always goes to. It's like to Trey Songz, like what mentality, what state of mentality are you in that you feel you need to? If this is true, that you feel that you need to rape someone. I just feel like you're Trey Songz.
Right.
Like you're.
But that part, it's like, oh, I'm Trey Songz. Any woman want to be with me.
But that's
that's not to say that's his mentality, but like groupies are a thing. Like groupies are.
And you are Trey
light.
Songz, and you can pull a body. You know, like you can do that. But to go, like, I don't know. And that just brings me back to this whole like conspiracy of like how Hollywood is just a sex cult and everything is like sex and you know, child trafficking and all of these things that are happening that we're hearing about, but that they're really just like, we're the ones running this narrative. We're the ones doing this. And then they got this girl, Giselle, what's this girl's name? That her husband had that island and like had all those.
Jeffrey Epstein.
Yes,
She's been found guilty on 5 counts.
Yes, Giselle
I think it's Giselle Max.
So she recently came out saying that she's not releasing any names to get a lighter sentence. Well, her brother said it. And I was just like, what are we protecting here? Like, there's something bigger going on that obviously we'll never
Epstein
understand.
never made it to trial.
Oh, yeah, because he like randomly die?
He
randomly?
like killed himself or something like that.
Or he just paid off a lot of money to disappear. There's that. And the last thing I'm going to bring up is because I love Lil Nas X and I'm just tired of the world fucking hating him. Like, I don't get it. Uncle Murda says Lil Nas X will die of AIDS on a new track called Wrap Up 2021. I don't get what straight men's obsession with gay culture is.
What is that?
I really don't get it. And I try to be understanding of it. And then I tell myself, like, well, you know what? Lil Nas X shouldn't. And this is just conversation with myself. This is not me venting to anyone. But I'm like, you know, Lil Nas X shouldn't be out here looking like that, like making. But then I'm like, but what the fuck? Like, why can't we just live our fucking lives? Like, what the fuck does Lil Nas X doing what he's doing affect anyone?
And it's just like, oh, but my thing is like, people always want to bring it back to the kids. And I'm like, you don't think you cause more damage to your children? You don't think constantly dropping your kids off at their grandmother's house and leaving them by themselves, leaving them with some family member where they could possibly be molested or be introduced to something, their innocence taken from them. You don't think that you calling them stupid every day? You don't think
protecting that uncle with that reputation, okay, still bringing them around, still telling your daughter to change her clothes because there's menses in the house, because these menses you don't know, so you got them up in here.
Over your kid, choosing your.
But it's Lil Nas X wearing a skirt.
Oh my God!
This is the man ruining your children.
Yup. And then it's like the music that you let them listen to. Like, listen, BC before Christ, I was down with the Meg Thee Stallion, Cardi B. You know what I'm saying? I was cool with all that. And it's just like, I was even saying this stuff even before BC. You know what I'm saying? Even before Christ, I was saying that stuff. But it's just like, y'all really out here because he's gay, it's an issue.
I just.
But my thing is Cardi and Megan damn near.
Oh, child, no.
They on top of each other during the whole performance.
Baby, that's normal. That's
normal.
That's love.
It's
that's
the double
life.
standard even within the gay community that I'm just like.
And listen, we're not going anywhere. No. So if you're watching and you're feeling away, suck a dick. Anyways, let's close this out, take a quick break, and head over to our next section, which is Caldero Talk.
All right. What?
We're like,
why did we were doing it mad hard.
Coming back from the break.
From commercial break.
Did you catch that? Are you gonna buy that? Are you gonna buy it?
That was just so beautiful, Ruben.
We ain't shit.
Anyways, welcome to Caldero Talk, which is a part of the show where we are going to give you all of the topic at hand. And with the new year upon us and us only being a second day into the new year, we are going to talk about goals that have been set. And I also want to touch upon bringing it in from, what was it, El Chisme, where I was like, y'all really like to talk and bash people for their 2021 recaps. I get it. I'm part of the jokes because I'm a gym rat. I am. Oh, it's going to suck the first 3 weeks of January. It's going to be packed.
Well,
everyone has this resolution.
Yep. And that's why I'm not going to the gym.
Everyone wants to show off their new outfits. I was joking. I was saying that. And it's just like, at the end of the day, like, if you need January 1st to catapult you into the life that you want to live and the change that you want to see within your own life, then so fucking be it. Like, if that's what you need, if Monday hits and that's what you need to start off right, baby, I need Monday. I'm not going to hold y'all. I am a Monday person.
Yeah.
I need to
You ain't going to see me on starting some shit on a Saturday.
You know what I'm saying?
It ain't going to happen.
It's not happening.
Tomorrow I'm drinking my gallon of water.
Something about prepping on Sunday and starting on Monday sits right in my spirit. So why can't it be the same for somebody on January 1st?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you're that person that's sitting there that's like, why do you need the new year? Maybe someone needs to say new year, new me in order to hold themselves accountable. And you know what? If they fall off, baby, that ain't got nothing to do with you. Let it go. All it says about you is that you ain't got nothing better to concentrate on, and you should probably focus on you as opposed to talking your shit.
And that is a public service announcement from 2022.
Here at SofritoSpeaks. Like, I just don't. If you need January 1st to say, you know what, I'm going to leave and shed all that dead skin and leave it behind me, baby, go for it. If you needed 2022 to let you know where you stood with certain people, baby, so be it. If you had to leave people in 2021, so be it. I saw a post that was like, if you have to keep cutting people off every single year, you might be the problem.
Pause. You are not the problem, okay? Because the only problem there is that you're accepting people every year, but every year you're also realizing that these people ain't shit. And every year, and especially around New Year's, because we live in this new year, new me mentality, you always kind of reevaluate your friendships, your relationships. What worked in 2021? What didn't work in 2021? If someone is no longer working in your life, yes, January 1st, 2022, we are no longer speaking. We're done. I tried it all 2021 with you. We let it happen. So for me, this is what works for me. And I'm only so passionate about it because I've recently gone through it, not with me, but with another friend. And you don't need to give someone an explanation as to why you're not talking to them anymore.
No.
That is something that is always told to us. Like, you should still, communicate. If I've communicated to you throughout the year numerous times what you're doing wrong, and you happen to do it again because you didn't respect my boundary, you didn't respect the communication that I gave you, and then I just go ghost on you. Well, baby, I didn't go ghost. You made me disappear. Like, I gave you enough wishes. I gave you enough dreams to come true.
It was like we was playing hangman.
And here we are. You know what I'm saying? I had to go. So, no. If you are always shedding someone each year, you are not the problem. The problem is the people that are being shed.
Now, the caveat to that, yes, I understand what the person meant when they had posted it. Like, if you have to keep letting people go every year, maybe you're the problem. There are narcissistic people would believe that everybody else is the problem.
True.
You know?
True.
So like, oh, I don't need them. So here's my thing.
There's a reason. There has to, it lies in the reasoning. I guess if you're going to cut someone for a certain reason, that's understandable is yes. But if you're just always cutting someone because you're always in that mentality of I don't need anyone.
If you're cutting people off that want to hold you accountable and you refuse to take accountability and you're like, oh, I cut them off because they were being whack. Oh, wait a minute. Whack about what though? Did they read you for what you needed and you didn't like it? So you said, nah, I ain't with the shits. I know plenty of people like that. Shit, I used to be one. So I'm speaking from experience.
Okay.
I'm going to take accountability for that.
Same here. Same absolute here.
I used to be that person. Oh, nah, they try to tell me about me. I'm out. I don't move like that anymore. That's not who I am anymore.
Oh.
You know? So it's just like, baby, growth.
Grow, baby.
You so stupid. So it's like, again, if you have to cut people off every year, if you have to do the same way that we purge our closets, you know,
Which
that
I
we
just
purge
did
our
today.
refrigerators and we want to get right, we have to purge our lives. Who are you surrounding yourself with? I know we love to say birds of a feather flock together. And for a while I was like, no, I don't necessarily believe that. However, I might not partake in what my friends are doing, but I am listening and taking in what they're telling me. You don't think that doesn't affect how I see things? Just because you're not doing it with them doesn't mean that listening to the drama, listening to the chisme. Listen, I love me some chisme as long as I'm not a part of it. But then the problem that comes into play is when someone decides to throw your name in it, talking about, oh, when I was talking to Nina, you ain't, who? Baby! I don't know who that is.
Who you spoke
Who
to?
you spoke to? Who was you speaking to? Because it wasn't me.
Not sitting. Not barely sitting on the chair.
Because it wasn't
Not-
me. You know, people love to throw your name around when they in some mess. Baby, I've gotten really good at walking away from something that don't involve me.
After what we just did, this is a great point to interject and let you guys know that if you're wondering what the fuck we're talking about and why I just said not just sitting on the chair, it's because you haven't turned into the YouTube. So get on the motherfucking YouTube because we're visual now, ho. Okay.
I cannot. Shameless plug. But anyways, so again, with the new year, if you need to shed any dead weight, whether that be body weight, people, jobs, let it go. Yeah. And it's okay. Stop looking to these inspirational Instagram sites to tell you about how your week is gonna go.
Boom. Let's pause right there and let me get into that. Because I just had this conversation with a friend yesterday and I was like, I feel like we have been taught, and obviously everybody already knows this, but I wanted to revisit it. I feel like we have been taught that if we're not at a certain level by a certain age, because of the things that we're seeing with people that are at our level, at our age, if we're not projecting success, then we're not successful. And that is two different things. Because I know people.
But your definition of success looks different from my definition.
Absolutely.
Like I said it in the last episode.
But
your journey is not their journey.
But to sit here and compare your life to someone else's over what you're seeing on social media is a projection of perfection. It's made to make us look. I mean, come on now. If somebody was posting like, I'm in the projects, you know, living this lifestyle that you're just like, to you,
that's
it's like
3 likes right there.
You know what I'm saying? But if this person was like, I'm the building manager of the projects now. I grew up here. Like, you don't know if that's true. You don't know what that definition is, but because you see building there's a level of success to that.
Right.
I guess.
And that's
if
interesting
that
we're talking about
sense.
that because me tuning into today's church service, Pastor Andy Thompson of World Overcomers Christian Church, he was speaking on that. You know what I'm saying? He was talking about.
Say it again. Who was that?
Andy Thompson, senior pastor and founder of World Overcomers Christian Church.
Okay, we're gonna need the funding.
So he was talking about how chill, they're trying to build their own church. They need the funding.
Ooh, babes.
So Victory Park coming to you soon. So he spoke on how he was like, I would rather see somebody sweaty, looking tired at work, chasing the bag than they're on a beach, because of what society has taught us is that you're only seeing the consumption, you're only seeing the harvest, you're not seeing the seeds that have been planted.
Okay.
You know, so it's like, but Instagram and social media doesn't want to see that. What happens is we glorify the end result.
I would.
And people speak on it. People will sit on a platform and say, yo, this is where I started. This is where I'm at now. But they didn't document the journey. You just see them now.
Well, and so let's dive into that, because I feel like I've been told numerous times by numerous people, you should be documenting your journey. You should be documenting your journey. Mm-hmm. I don't have the emotional capacity to document my struggles because I'm in the struggle. Like, this is not a script. This is not like, you know, it's not like this show where it's planned and we come in and we know what we're doing. It's the formula. We got it. Like, my struggle is my struggle. It's what I'm going through. So it's harder to document. Yeah. I tried vlogging in 2020 and I went through a whole week and I was just like, this is hard. This is hard. Imagine walking around documenting every single struggle that you're experiencing, which is why it's easier to capture the successful moments, because those moments are so few and rare, you know? So I feel like that's why we glorify that. But also I feel like a big component to it is that everybody wants to look like these celebrities. Everybody wants to look like this life that you may never know. You may never know. I know people who go on social media only when they're on vacation. Yep. Other than that, you never see them post. Mm-hmm. So it gives this life of, then when you see them in person, you're like, girl, you're always traveling. Yep. You know, or a very popular one, I know people who will post of travels and then a few months later repost those travels to make it look like they're traveling. Right. And you're just like, I feel like I saw that a few months ago. So it really, like, in 2022, stop trying to let this social media shit fool you. Like, a lot of y'all want to be this person. Just be you. And that's what I've been learning. And Amanda Seales talked about it on her episode, Side Effects of Turning 40. And she was like, you know, the minute I started to chase peace, success came to me. And she's like, and it was crazy because in my 20s, I was like, I got to go and be this. I got to be a star. In my 30s, I was like, I really got to be a star. And she's like, and then at one point I just sat down and I was like, I just want to be happy. I want to be peaceful. Yeah. I want to look in the mirror and be happy with the person that I see. And she's like, and that's when things started to fall into line for me, which is kind of like where and this is not in any way, this is just literally where my mindset has been for the past like 4 or 5 months. I just want to be happy. Yeah. I don't care. I no longer care if people are like, you're still dancing, you're still this. I don't care what you think I'm doing. I'm doing me.
I think we touched upon this a couple episodes ago. Like, stop telling people what you think they should be doing, what they should do. I don't know where I said this. It's annoying to me how when someone hasn't seen you in a while, oh, you still singing? Mm-hmm. Oh, you still like? Oh, you should start a YouTube, baby. Where's the subscription? Oh, you should start a podcast, baby. Where's the share and repost? Oh, you should. I promise you, we never have to have a conversation if the only conversation you're able to have with me is telling me something you think I should do because you think I'm good at it. Period. That does nothing for me. Period. It does nothing for me. Cut me the check. And I said it. Next time someone tells me, oh, you should do this, I'm giving them my Cash App. Here's my Cash App. Yeah. You're going to see how quickly they're going to be like, oh, nah. Here's my Cash App. Yeah. That's what I remember who it was. It was Pastor Manny Arango who said it. Don't let someone else dictate your destiny based off of what they think you're good at. You know, like so they can see you're good at. You could be good at multiple things, but is that what you want to hone in on and focus on? I love to sing. I do. It's not what's gonna pay my bills. And if by some stroke of fate, God is like, no, I gave you that gift. This is what's gonna pay your bills. Then okay, I'm gonna dive into it. I'm gonna be obedient to God and I'm gonna focus on that. That has not been the vision I've been given yet. You know what I'm saying? I sing because I sing because it makes me happy. That's it. I like podcasting. I like talking to people. I like being able to, I love getting the messages that I get from people every week where they're like, yo, when you said this really hit home. So that lets me know that this right now is something that I have to focus on. The way that I speak and come across on my social media is what I'm focusing on. I am good at being able to tug at people's heartstrings solely based off of my personality and what comes out of my mouth and the thought process behind it. Not many people could say that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, Ruben is a great dancer. Ruben can do graphic design. Ruben can put on a whole production. Where he decides to put that focus is his decision. It has nothing to do with anybody else. So it's like, it's this weird concept that like you think because you follow me, you can tell me what you want me to do. Baby, you can hit me with an unfollow and I'm gonna still get 8 hours of sleep.
Sure. I also recently had that conversation like last week with someone randomly, but a good friend, and he was, asking me like, what are you up to with your life? And I was just like, I'm just living.
That's it.
And he was
why
just like,
can't people take that for what it is?
Yeah, and he didn't take it any wrong way. He was just like, what does that mean? Like what? And I'm like, I'm living. I have a job that for the first time in a while, I can say that I actually enjoy being at. I have a car. I have my going out days. I have my friends. I have my podcast. Like I have things in my life that I value, and I'm just like, I'm happy with this. Do I want more? I will always want more. But am I going to continuously cut things off because I think more is behind it without knowing that more is behind it? I can't do that anymore. And like I explained to him,
you can want more but still appreciate now.
If I want more, work for more, and get there by going through here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like people don't understand that. They want the instant success, result, but not understanding that you have to go through this. Has there been times where I've been frustrated with the things that I do? Absolutely. I'd be lying. But I tell myself, you can't give up on this and you can't give up on yourself. Because should you give up on yourself, you're only going to end up exactly where you were before you started this. With this job, I knew that it wasn't going to be the best paying job. Yes, I could get a better paying job, but it's working for me. It's working for my schedule. It's working for my stress. Most importantly, my mental health is better and I love it. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, so it's just taking the small things and really enjoying it. And, this person, like, he's also chasing, his dreams and this and that. And he's like, wow, that's an interesting way to put it. And then like, I had this whole revelation for the past 3 weeks that I'm like, I'm going to move to Puerto Rico. I'm going to do this. I'm going to make it happen, until I realized that if you can't take your car over there. And I was like, we're not doing that. So I told him that, and he was like, well, where did that come from? And I was like, I want to be at one with my culture. I want to be at one with myself. Right. And I feel like over there I can do that. And he was just like, you're really just chasing your own happiness. And I'm like, absolutely. I've spent 31 years chasing other people's happiness. This year, I've put myself where I need to be to chase my happiness. What that means, I don't fucking know. Shit, everything makes me happy. Everything makes me mad. Everything makes me sad. But it's about defining those moments. And I guess kind of tying into what we're talking about, that is one of my goals for this year. And I wrote it down on my vision board that I made yesterday. And I was like, one of the main things that I want is happiness. I just want to be happy more. I don't want to be so sad and emotional. And I've been working on that and really like staying out of that depressive state. Like, let me stay home, let me watch TV for 12 hours, let me sleep. Like, it's like, if that works for you, it works for you. For me, I'm an active person. I love to be outside. I like to be going. And so I told myself, yo, every day you got to do something. You got to do something for you every day, whether that be working out, whether that be reading a book, whether that be going to the club, like whatever it is, you just have to have that moment of the day where you're just like, I'm happy today. I'm happy right now. This is a great moment. We're having a good time. And so that's one of my goals this year, tying into everything. Oof, I need that check.
That came back.
Cut that check.
Yeah, definitely. It's the same for me. And Pastor Mike Todd has said it. I know I'm throwing out a bunch of pastors.
Listen, can I just say I'm here for all of it? I'm here for the growth, the evolution. I'm here for you, like, tapping into your spirituality. Because other people will be dumb annoying with it. They really would be. And but you come in an approach where you're, like, not throwing it down people's throat, but it
just ties into what we're talking about. So it's not like I brought it up. That's the thing. And then that's why I refrained from even telling anybody that I was going on this journey and this is the lifestyle that I'm going to be living.
But it's not a trend.
It's not a trend.
The key word is it's a lifestyle.
That's why I'm careful with my words, because I can see how on TikTok and on Instagram it looks great. Talking about God looks good and it feels good. It tastes good too. You know what I'm saying? But it has to start on the inside. You know, like the only way we really truly have a purpose is if, you know, we're letting God work on us from the inside out. And the reason why a lot of y'all have been commenting and messaging me saying, Nina, you're glowing. Nina, you look so happy. That's not me, baby. It's not me. It's God working through me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I can say that. And I held back from even speaking on it because of that. I didn't want people to be like, oh, because you're going to get people that are going to be like, oh, but the thing is that I never lived a life that was crazy. I wasn't on like crazy, like drinking and smoking and doing anything like that. So like, there's going to be people that can probably throw some things from my past back in my face. That's fine. I got thick skin, baby. I'm good. I already made peace with my past. Good luck trying to throw it back at me.
Okay.
If you try to come at me, don't come at me about 17-year-old Nina. Don't come at me about 22-year-old Nina. That we're not the same. And if you can sit there and honestly try to come for somebody who's clearly changed in a period of time, trying to bring them back to who they used to be, then baby, that says more about you than it does them.
That says way
that has
more about
nothing
you.
to do with who you're speaking on and everything to do with you, because you want them to be that person so bad, so you still have something to say or speak on.
Or you are just so afraid of change that you can't see it in other people. I think that's an important thing.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people really don't see change because they've never changed. I ran into someone who was from 8th grade and it was just weird. I was like,
you're exactly the same.
You haven't.
Where's the growth?
You know, and obviously I didn't want to shame, but I was just sitting there, you know, and my mind keeps going. I may be quiet, but
it made
there's
up
a lot going. I was like, why do I see the past 14 years for you?
Yeah. So me on this journey, I'm now getting more comfortable in speaking out on it. I actually am now enrolled in taking in Bible study and taking courses on understanding the Bible. I already told y'all, once I can start cussing y'all out with Bible verses, it's over. It's over. But I mean, it's dope that other people can see the change that's happening. I feel the change. I'm not quick to anger anymore. I don't sit around in fruitless conversations. I'm just like, oh, this has nothing to do with me. I'm just gonna walk away. And people who are not on that same wavelength might think it's rude. Like, oh, she just walked away from a conversation. Yeah, because it had nothing to do with me. Like, and my number one goal for this year is to make this year the best year for myself spiritually. So that's where I'm at. Physically, like I said, I already have physical covered. I love going to the gym. The gym helps me out. I'm very strong mentally, very strong emotionally. Now it's working on that fourth leg of spirituality and getting closer to God and giving myself to God and being able to tap in what my purpose is. I think we walk around trying to figure out what our purpose is and we wait for other people to tell us what our purpose is. I just want God to show me what my purpose is. You know?
Won't he do it?
So exactly. So that's literally really truly my only goal. I've been working on forgiveness. I'm forgiving people. They don't even know I'm forgiving them. They don't need to because it's for you, not for them. Exactly. I just want to be able to, if that person's name gets brought up in conversation, I'm not offended because I let it go and I forgave them. A lot of the time we say we forgive somebody and we want to blast it on social media like, oh my God, I forgave this person X, Y, and Z. 2 days later, you sitting there talking shit at the breakfast table. It doesn't add up. Like, I don't want that to be my reality. So I've been really working on forgiving people. I'm starting with the lesser of offenses and I'm working my way up to the bigger offenses that people have committed against me, and me just being able to make peace with it and wish them the best.
You better come through.
And it's not to say that I shut the door. I have a revolving door. If these said people want to come back, their conversation has to be taken seriously, and boundaries need to be set. If like Ruben had touched upon earlier, like having that constant conversation with someone about how they hurt you, how they cross your boundaries, it's tiring. And I can let a lot of people go because of that. And I have let a lot of people go, but I wish them the best. If somebody asks me and speaks on them, about them, I'll be like, oh, I'm sure they're doing well. I wish them the best. Oh, but weren't you guys? I'm sure they're doing well. I wish them the best. Damn, but I'm sure they are doing well. I wish them the best.
Yep.
You are not getting tea from me. You are not. That season 1, 2, and 3.
And 4.
1, 2, 3, and 4. All the tea. Season 5, baby.
Spirituality.
Hey, come through. That's all it is, baby. That's all it is.
I'm done.
Yeah.
All right. I think we got a good chunk. You know what I'm saying? We're going to go ahead and wrap this up and head over to our last section, which is
Aye Reposar. Welcome back. We are at the end of the show, which we like to call Reposar. And this is the part of the show we're going to leave you with any shout outs, affirmations, quotes that may have stuck out to us, anything like that of that nature. So, you want to start it off?
Yeah, so I want to end this off with the quote, just do you. Do you, boom. And I love saying it and I love hearing it. I think I hear Adrienne saying sometimes, at least I picture it in my head of her saying it, like, do you, boo, with her little finger. And it really just is the mindset that I'm in right now. I'm like, of just like, I'm going to do me, and whoever fucks with it, and whoever doesn't, much love. See you around, boo. Like, gotta go. But yeah, what about you?
So speaking on the new year and how we talked about, shedding any dead weight, anything like that, this was actually a thought that I had a couple weeks ago that I wrote down. And I said this: too many times we want to let go of people who might push us. When we are uncomfortable, we tend to push away those that might make us better. Hold on to those people who correct you with love, who see your potential even if you don't see it within yourself. It's squishy at first, but it will make you stronger. Think about clay. When it's wet, it's soft and it's hard to see what it can become. But when molded and finished, it is strong and sturdy and becomes a work of art. That's what we are, a work of art. We just have to let the right hands mold us to become our true best self.
That's a word, honey. I want to give a shout out, which we haven't given a shout out in a while, but I would like to give a shout out to all of our listeners and all of the people who have been tuning in. The numbers are great. The episodes are being played, honey.
Yeah.
And we love it. We love to see all the comments. I know that we're not the most active in our comment section, but we do read them all, and we have, lives, as you guys hear, every 2 weeks. But we are coming on here for you guys, and we just appreciate all the love that we keep getting on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram.
Yeah. And to all the newbies that came over from TikTok, y'all rocking with me and y'all rock with the content.
Yes.
Make sure y'all following Ruben as well, at Ruzales. Is it Ru.Zales?
Yeah, at Ru.Zales.
I make sure to always tag him when I post any of our clips and snippets on my TikTok. But the support is great. You want us to continue. We do have merch.
Yes.
So check out the
merch. Check out the merch. I know we talked about moving it to Nina's store. And then, I just haven't had the time. So
we need to have a
But we have a store. The link is in our bio. Check it out. You can get t-shirts, pillows, stickers. I think there's a magnet up there as well. New things are coming. It's a new year. It's all about figuring out a plan that works. But yeah, shout out to you guys. Thank you guys for rocking with us for the past 4 and now 5 seasons. And we got a lot more episodes for y'all. So make sure you guys tune in. Somebody commented and they're like, we wish you guys posted more often. Every 2 weeks, every other Wednesday, we come out with an episode. And it's ready Wednesday once it hits Wednesday at 12. Like, it's
Wednesday
ready.
Midnight
I'm very, particular about that.
That's what works for our schedules. The first season, we went weekly. We felt like we were scrambling.
And then we went bi-weekly, and then we've been on that bi-weekly tip. I also feel like it gives us some time to kind of digest and come together for something. Yeah. As opposed to just talking nonsense. But other than that, my name is Ruzales, and I'm blasting off.
And I'm Nina Montañez. Stay blessed, mi gente. Thank you for tuning into this episode of Sofrito Speaks.
Make sure you follow us on Instagram at SofritoSpeaks to keep up with all of our latest content.